What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerdcast for the next episode of This Is the Police. My name is Splattercat. I almost forgot my name right there, right at the beginning of the episode. I'm already feeling dumb. Freeberg mortality rate is up 15%. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me considering since we started 30 days ago, 3 police officers and like 9 civilians have died. It has been rough out here in Freeberg. Freeberg's got to have people rapping about it. That's all that I know. The struggle is real out in Freeberg. Freeberg is like Rwanda out here. There's people dying all over the place. And they only let me have like 12 cops on the force. So like, how am I supposed to fix it? You know what I mean? Like, I do my best here, but the budget is not looking good at the moment. That's a lot of murders though for 1 month. 7 or 8 murders in a month. A couple months straight of that, and that'll put you on the top of the list there for some of the nastier cities in the United States. Let's go to work for right now. Hopefully we don't have too many people calling in today. I can't deal with that shit. Be like, oh God, my cat's sick. I can't come to work. Yes, you can. You can and you will. No, you cannot read your detective. It's your fault you read your detective book. Nobody else's fault but yours. You will come to work. How does the ordering work here? It's just by prestige? Okay. I kind of just want to put it on random. It'd be cool if you could like shift click these to line them up, but I've barked up that tree already. Let's see, the paddy wagon. To increase the police department's effectiveness, we have commissioned a paddy wagon for your use. Try not to break it. Okay. At a recent regional conference, which was attended by people from our administration, we learned that the governor wishes to lower the average age of public servants by at least 5 years. The city will most likely be subject to an upcoming review. Please dismiss all senior staff at the police station as quickly as possible. I don't think I have any senior staff. Yeah, Jack, keep up the good work. We'll make sure your final days at Freeberg are more comfortable. I was going to say, done. Done and done. I've been firing old officers to get new officers with better experience since like the first day. I've been getting rid of old officers with a quickness. I'm on the Grim Reaper up in here. The Grim Reaper of careers. Man, an hour with no calls. What a day in the life. A woman attacked her lover with a hammer after he told her he'd been cheating on her. The police call came from the woman's daughter. Mama's really lost it. I'm afraid she'll kill him, stammered the girl through her tears. Okay. She's wielding a hammer. Put Samadhi on it. Put Namada on it. And put Koenig on it. It's just a lady with a hammer. I mean, how hard could it be? The hammer itself, quite hard. But I mean, restraining somebody with a hammer. They get one swing. And really, you got to give them time to wind up, too, because you can't swing a hammer effectively. Like, there's a 6-inch punch. There's no such thing as, like, a 6-inch hammer, you know what I mean? Like, they got to wind up a little bit first, which allows you to read it and then maybe get around it. Offender was caught. Officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. Everybody's looking good. Disorderly conduct in Desire Park. Corey Ramsey saw a group of women in the park wearing ski masks, leading 2 other scantily clad women with leather leashes, shouting offensive slogans about the superiority of the female sex. Judging by their unintelligible cries, the offenders seemed to be preparing for a sacrifice. Dear God. Apparently we punish people now in Freeberg with bondage and shouting. That is the punishment. I sentence you to bondage and shouting. 12 years. Don't piss off the judge in this neighborhood. You don't know what they'll stick in you. Sophocles Theater of Drama. Mr. Boyd, we're shooting a new advertising spot for a bamboo toilet paper company. In the ad, there's an important role played by a policeman. The local actors here are only good for kids stuff. We need a true professional, someone the audience will believe is the real thing. We'd be grateful if you could provide us with some of your best employees. That one was caught. Brock's looking good. Fantastic. I love seeing these low-level guys level up and become more useful to me. I like seeing them get better, you know what I mean? It makes them more useful to me, too. They have more utility. Once I get them up to like 250, I don't have to worry about sending them places anymore, except for that one bomb call, which killed everybody. I'm going to send Brock, Koenig, and Kudau. That one seems kind of harmless. As long as the cop isn't the toilet paper or something, it should be fine. Someone stole a golden retriever belonging to Eddie Goldberg, owner of Eddie's Burgers, while the dog was playing in the backyard. Later that day, regulars at the burger joint said they saw the dog muzzled and led around by 2 junkies near Debbie's Cafe. Let's go ahead and send Kochi and Samadhi. Should be business as usual today, though. We got a paddy wagon now, son. Got a paddy wagon now, son. I think the paddy wagon is for when you have too many culprits to take home reasonably in the back of a squad car. So if it says that there's like 10 people involved in a brawl. Somehow a whole army of punks have seized a position on the fields in the ranch. Obviously, we're going to drive them off by force. We got men together, but extra help wouldn't hurt. We've got time. Fabrice Souple. Chief Kudau really enjoyed doing that ad, and the director thought it was so great he's offering a couple other roles. I think our colleague might even quit the service and go find a career in commercials. $15,000 for a 240 character. I don't know if that was worth it. The kitchen at Debbie's Cafe is hopping busy. Debbie is making sausages for her new brand of hot dogs. When she notices the police, she quickly dumps a dog collar in the trash. Ask about the collar and about her relationship with Eddie Goldberg. I wonder if it gives you different information depending on the professionality of who shows up, too. I always wonder about little things like that, so we're going to have an extra cop slot. I do not want the level 100 guy, so I'm going to wait until somebody else comes around that's going to be a little bit more solid. Somebody that I can feel confident about putting in the line of fire. On this side, we have reckless endangerment. The Sands still need help, though, and we are a little bit low on manpower. What do they need for this? Reckless endangerment. An elderly veteran is dragging around a bag with captured weapons all loaded with live ammunition. He says he's trying to demonstrate battlefield-like conditions. Send SWAT. Send Numata. Send whoever you gotta send. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to let the Sands do their own thing today. I can't help with a shootout. I just don't have the manpower. Now that Kudau left, we would have had the manpower, but Kudau bailed on us. Sands needs help in the ghetto. Apparently some punks are hiding out on an abandoned construction site the local homeless folks normally ice over. We ask questions. Maybe they'll be more willing to talk to the popo. Send Kochi over. Take a killer whale and handle business. Killer whale's a cop car. For those that don't know, Bay Area slang, killer whales. Found non-automatic weapons. Bring it to the police station. I'm only going to sell stuff when it's actually got value. It's not worth getting myself in trouble over. Oh, we got something new here. So if we open the investigation, we still don't have a lot on the janitor. But if it was the janitor... The big piece of information is that he doesn't have access to the electrical closet. That's the thing. And so let's say that... So, do we have a timestamp for when he was in the bathroom changing... So the lights went out. He changed the bins while the lights were out. I really feel like it's the physician. And I feel like we're missing something here. So the doctor takes the bag. The doctor opens that. Locks that down. But the bag was outside the pharmacy door, so the bag would have to be after. So he kills the power. He takes, even though the light's on right there. He takes the drugs, and then he walks out with them. That's the sequence of events as I see it with the doctor. Now, we could swap things around, and, you know, it doesn't appear to make much of a difference. But that's the sequence that I see right there, if it's the doctor. Right there, sorry. I had one out of place. But that's the way that I see it. Investigation's not really coming along, though. Put Wolf on it, too. See what we can pull together here. I mean, this game works in real time, so honestly, a detective solving a case in a couple of days with something like that is pretty solid. Kudau is quitting. I'm losing my snitch. I need to hire a new one. Maybe I should have sold that pistol. No way. That one landed on edge. Look at that shit. Legit. How often does that happen? You just witnessed a miracle right here. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. All I need is a miracle. We've got a day to do our hiring, so we'll be all right. Not enough plots at City Cemetery. That's never a good sign. Parks to host Bake Off. Got a grave situation. Photographer films UFO in the suburbs. Deathly serious. All right, everybody. Let's have a good day, yeah? What haven't I listened to yet? Have I listened to this one? Chiming. Kevin's Throat Bar, another crime in progress. A bar fight broke out after the bartender refused to serve two particularly drunk men. I'm gonna send you two. You know what? Let's just play it. Oh shit, I misclicked. Uh-oh. No dead officers, cross your fingers. Please, Gandhi, Jesus, Buddha, I don't know. Somebody just make sure there's no dead officers today. Sands needs help at the apartment of the leaders of Vargas Punks. We're going to end these things ourselves, so there's bound to be gunplay. It'd be good if the police took charge of the situation once the dust settles. Grant and Anderson. It's a really cool game. Two large angry men are fighting in the corner of the bar. Let's go ahead and separate them. It's just a bar fight. I mean, we got 4 guys and they got 2. Just take control of them, you know what I mean? Pin an arm behind a back. Put that dude in an arm bar and let's call it a day so that Yates can get his XP and stop sucking. If we can get Yates trained up by the end of today, I would not complain about that phenomena. Phenomena. Mr. Boyd, my catering company was preparing the 20th anniversary banquet for the Gallery of Modern Art, but the celebration was canceled at the last moment. It would be unfortunate if such a mountain of food went to waste. I'm willing to offer it to you and your men for a modest fee. Do you think your employees would love these delicious dishes? Yeah, it's only $300. Let's make everybody happy. What's going on over here? Suicide threat. Young man climbed on top of the cathedral and is threatening to jump. A crowd of onlookers is gathered under the cathedral. Some of them recognize the man and say they're sure he won't jump. He just had some bad acid and wants attention. It's not far. We should be able to respond to any other threats pretty simply. Let's check with Internal Affairs. Man, they really want me to have William Adama. Isn't that the name of the guy from Battlestar Galactica? I don't watch Battlestar Galactica, so I'm sorry for my heresy, but everyone's a Cylon there. I just spoiled the whole series for you. Robbery. A young woman attempted to leave the Octopus restaurant without paying. The waitress had to stop her, but the girl punched her in the head and knocked her unconscious. A guard tried to step in, but the girl disabled him with pepper spray. She then locked herself in the back room, and she's beating something and shouting curses. Yeah, the whole assault thing is not good. I was going to say, why don't you hire security at some of these places? You know it's a rough town. This is the first time teenager Gordon Booker has drawn the attention of the police with a performance. He was never really planning on jumping. You know, where I live, they lock you up for that. You go to jail for that. Well, I'm just saying, you call the police on a false thing, you definitely going to get roughed up. It's going to be a bad day for you. It's going to be a bad afternoon. The robbery, offender was caught, officers unharmed. Yates is coming along nicely. Don't forget, you can transfer people around too, so if you find that you have brain drain in one group due to firings or dyings or people just not coming into work, you can move your guys around if you really, really need to. Sands need help. Some of our men just ran into a bunch of punks on the street. We don't know if they're Vargas people, but it'd be good to get a couple uniforms on the scene in case things go south. It's not that far away, and I still got my A-team ready to go, so today should be simple enough. The last week or so hasn't been really that bad, aside from all the officers getting killed. That bomb threat was the real thing that we should have walked away from it. But that bomb threat got us into trouble. I should have sold the explosives, but I figured if there was dead cops involved, we might end up with issues with IA or... Robert Wilson called to complain that his family can't get any sleep on account of noisy neighbors. He says strange people are always coming and going. We take deliveries at all hours. Mr. Wilson has tolerated it for a long time and done nothing about it. But his son snuck out before bedtime and peeked through the neighbor's window. They said they saw boxes of machine guns. Kids have such imaginations. They can come up with anything. It might be better if you send over an officer, maybe to keep them down at night. Yeah, let's send out the pros in case the kids were telling the truth. Let's send out some people that... And we'll keep officers in reserve, too, in case we need to respond to that, because this might be... This might be trouble. If we're smacking down a major arms ring or something, we might have some issues. Did they say that I got new things? No. What about the homicide? Well, they're at home right now, which means I can't really do much with them. Put Armstrong on something, though. Yeah, that's about what I figured was going to happen. Respond with everything we got. It might be our only chance to get out of this with people alive. If there are live weapons grade firearms over there, I suppose every firearm would kind of be weapons grade. Homicide report. We got 3 new frames. Theft, no new frames found, which could particularly mean that we've already got the story in front of us. However, we still don't have any of his story, the junkie guy they were talking about. We don't really have the full janitor's story either. There's got to be something I'm missing. But the janitor's cart was in the hallway at the end. Nobody came down the hallway, and so there's... I don't know. God, I have a bad feeling about this one. Okay. We found automatic weapons, though, so we'll proceed. We will ask the Mafia to sell that one so we can hopefully make our way towards our first 100 grand. Our first little hundo rack. Man, Vargas is... He should have thought about this a little better. Well then, either way, I'm going to go back and actually... Yeah, I think I'll stop right here. My excuse being, and I know it's a little short, I missed the newspapers back there, and if we start a day right now, all things considered, sorry, I accidentally clicked past the papers. I hope you'll forgive me. Should be fine. Let's go ahead and we'll get started with work here today. We might get 3 days in this episode. I clicked at random. I don't even know what I'm listening to right now. Doesn't matter. From City Hall. Federal law prohibits public gatherings close to municipal buildings. The blacks are planning a protest today in front of City Hall. This is a direct threat to the life of Mayor Rogers. Eliminate this threat by any means necessary. Yeah, but by federal law also says that you're allowed to peacefully protest. So if they're peaceful, we'll send some people out, but... The black protest. About 100 black people surrounded City Hall chanting, "We want attention." Let's see. Jack, Mayor Rogers is misinterpreting the law in his favor. In fact, federal law allows public events near municipal buildings, including the mayor's office, provided the event is peaceful. We had better cover our asses. We can plant some unpleasantness in the officer's safe, say a diary featuring... No, that's Yancey, though. He's one of our homies. We can tamper with the answering machine at Jack's home, adding a message from the Mafia, forcing the police chief to order racist attacks against the protesters under the threats. Both of these kind of screw me over. I either lose a really good officer or the mob who kills people for a living comes after me. I haven't done anything wrong yet. We're going to wait and see what happens here. Last time they gave us a choice of what we wanted to do, so I'm hoping they'll do that here, where they're like, do you want to escalate or do you want to focus on making the situation peaceful? We have a domestic problem in the suburbs. Chill just came in, our call just came in from an elderly woman named Sarah Wilkinson. She's concerned about a baby crying and other shouts coming from the neighbor's house. She's always known the baby to be quiet and well behaved. My salary came through. Alright, let's get this over with. No, do not suppress it by force. Like, just go there and make a police presence, you know? Like, that's usually a good idea. I'm sure he's going to be mad about it, but oh well. Domestic problem. Let's go ahead and send Yancey and Koenig so that she can learn how to deal with domestic stuff. And then over here, we have a mass riot. Football fans have started a massive fight at the stadium. The police are trying to keep order, but the crowd isn't cooperating. I don't know, man. I don't know if we have the people to respond to that. Like, we can send people out, but it's only 4 guys. I mean, what are you gonna do? And that'd be one of those things that, like, if the riot's big enough, call the National Guard, call in cops from neighboring cities. Unfortunately, I got nobody to send to you, so you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, there's nothing. How did you guys screw that up with a 500 officer there? Are you kidding me? Smoke bombs have gone out throughout the stadium and people are beating each other mercilessly. Hit them with tear gas. Officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. Very, very nice. Well done. 4 officers stopping a riot at a stadium. That's pretty good work right there. That's pretty solid police work. I wouldn't have expected that result. Then again, I didn't expect these 2 morons to screw up a simple domestic call. Just, you guys are killing me right now. You fail a few more jobs, you're gonna be bouncing. You're gonna be bouncing, Koenig. A woman called in a report to a carjacking. I was driving to work, stopped at a red light. A man ran up to the car and pulled me through the open window. Hurry, there's traffic jams everywhere. He couldn't have gotten far. The Bank of Freeberg. Some more idiots at our bank again, trying to withdraw money from our accounts. This time we tried kicking them out and they started breaking furniture and lighting paperwork on fire. Apparently the fools think this is going to hurt our business. Alright, go handle it. I need a new snitch. Approach Koenig. Make Koenig useful to me. I assume that it has to be somebody with low professionality. And then I would also send Koenig to police training as well. So hopefully she doesn't screw that up. Get her some levels. Pay some money to make this happen. I always forget that I have police training available to me. It's like one of those resources that I always forget about. Like every single time. And I can use it. You can spam it as much as you want on people. It takes a couple days, and if they fail, they lose skills, but you swore an oath. Forget you, man. You always want me to beat people up for you. Like, you know I'm a police officer, not like a hired thug, right? There's a guy named Sands who has those if you're looking for him. Tyree Samantha Rendon, then again, I work for him, so maybe I am a hired thug. I saw 2 girls break the window of a nearby house, then paint the words traitor and cunt on the wall. Then Kochi and Koenig. If they need backup after the fact, we'll send more people. I mean, they're 2 girls. Little girls. Like, they broke a window and climbed in through a house. Somebody probably stole their boyfriend. Punks have a new lieutenant and make him look good for Vargo. He kidnapped the daughter of a senior member of our family. We've learned the address of the house she was taken. Already sent some people out, but we don't know what we're going to find there. It's the perfect situation for police backup. That's the perfect situation for calling the police in the first place if they're kidnapping family members. See, I like those ones because you have plausible deniability when that goes through. Like the police, they'd be like, yeah, they reported there was a kidnapped person. There it is. Offender caught. Officers unharmed. They're at 150, which makes them slightly more useful, but I still don't trust them with things. We'll probably still always send them no new frames found. New frames found. So with this one, there's two lines of thought here. Dude comes in and smacks her in the head with a hammer, or the kid did it. One or the other. Now we have Mr. Andre, the victim's brother, who was accused and allegedly murdered her. He said the kid did it. He said he rented a movie. And that's what the kid is saying. The kid is saying that someone knocked on the door. His mom told him to run. So he knocked on the door. That's him leaving because the door's behind him and she's shouting at him. They fight. He comes in. He leaves. She yells about the video game. He picks up the hammer, smacks her on the head. Although we're still missing some things here. So they fight. She gets her head smacked in. Can we fingerprint it? I mean, I feel like I need more evidence here. Fatal blow. Killer was standing behind the victim. Yes. Fiona was swearing with her brother. Then she started yelling at her son. Okay, so what about this? Then she yells at him. Then he gets the hammer and kills her. What am I missing here? Door to the apartment was open. Boy was in the TV playing some console. Didn't even turn in my direction. I think he was in shock. These are definitely getting more complicated, these investigations. So knock at the door. Opens the door. Oh, I got it. John Kayla's victim's son killed his mother because she made him stop playing video games. Yikes. Looks like we are sending a kid to the pen today. Is the officer on duty? The officer is not on duty. Alright, we'll wait till tomorrow to pick him up then. I mean, honestly, he's probably in foster care with a family member right now. So... this is not looking good for Vargas. This is absolutely not lining up great. And that's it. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerdcast for the next episode of This is the Police. I will see you all in the next episode. Hi to everybody.